Right, we're live.
Welcome everyone to Season 1, Session 6 of our GURPS Monster Hunters game. Apologies for the late start. I got some technical issues with one of the players. I am today's GM, Rigil Kent, aka Phil, when we inevitably forget to use our online pseudonyms. Tonight we will be down one player, the Comm Junkie, who is out due to camping with the family, I believe. And we are currently missing the Andricus on the fantasy grounds because of aforementioned technical difficulties.
We're down 1.5 members.
Yeah, 1.5. Before we actually get started, fair warning, I have struggled all week with the meat of this session. I know what I want to do after it. I knew what I wanted to do before it, but in the middle is kicking my buttocks.
So this is a vegan episode then.
Oh no, that's a terrible analogy. Yeah. Also, are there any immediate housekeeping things that need to be taken care of? And remember, as of this session, Eric, Finlay, and Will are locked in, so they can't make major structural retcon changes.
That's negative on the housekeeping.
Yeah, negative on the housekeeping.
Likewise. I have some points I need to spend, but I don't know what I'm spending them on yet.
That's okay. You'll be dead soon, so.
I don't think I'm missing anything, or at least nobody's told me I'm missing anything, so no changes to my character at this time.
All right. Well, I have some quick outstanding things regarding Finley's fairy bag question from last week. I poked around and chatted with some other Dresden fans and such like that about that, and I'm not sure it's actually going to work exactly just using a straight up Faraday bag or question or box or whatever.
Because it's magic.
Because it's magic. Magic doesn't quite obey the normal laws of physics, so just a bag wouldn't be adequate. Ironically, what you would end up needing to do is have a magical version of it that sort of like acts like an anti-magic field. Also, I mean, it won't hurt. It will probably help a little bit, but it will not make it. It's not going to immediately prevent it from crashing the electronics. Somebody, I believe it was Mark, actually rolled a 3 on a natural recovery roll. And I did look into that, and per raw, that doesn't actually add anything extra. But I am actually going to make a house rule and say that in the event you're doing natural recovery and you roll a natural 3, you're going to regain 2 hit points instead of the normal 1. But if you roll a natural 18, you're going to lose an additional hit point because, well, you did something that made it worse. I have started working on a house rules thing. There's only the one there thus far, which I guess is possibly good that I haven't house ruled the snot out of everything. But as stated, I'll add to these as they come up, and I will make sure to alert everyone to that.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
And finally, we've got the, I believe, did you actually put the link, move the link there? Was that you, Giger? On on our boards, which you can only access if you have been loud, so this is just for the players. I've got now got a link to the time use sheet that none of you have looked at or populated because you're all a bunch of slackers.
Take that back. I've already done one.
Have you?
If you did it in the last 30 minutes.
Well, yeah.
Where
I
is
did it like 5 minutes ago.
Where is said sheet?
If you go to our boards on the Monster Hunters thing, there should be just a link to a time use sheet on the main page of it. It's also technically on the there's a link to it on the last page of general pregame discussion and page 2 of it as well. And finally, I have a minor retcon with regards to the graveyard shootout thing because I screwed up twice during it. First, and this one I'm mostly ignoring, the damage that I inflicted on Eric should have been 21, not 19. I think what happened was I had pulled up his character and I saw that he had like 19 hit points. And even though I had calculated how much damage and it was 21, I put in 19 because my brain decided to go wibbly wobbly. Doesn't matter. I took my hand off that piece, so somehow the suit he was wearing for his brother's funeral provided 3 extra points of DR. That's an awesome suit, dude.
Actually, no, it would only have been 1.
No, 19. I put 19. 19
Yeah, but that was,
he
that
took
was a hit to the
21.
vitals. It was a hit to the vitals, so it would have been times 3. So only one more got through.
Yeah, I guess so. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
so whiskey
Took the
flask.
finger off. And second, the knife guy himself, Dan Giger, there pointed this out when he was doing the thing on YouTube. The knife guy actually failed a knockdown check, so that means he was momentarily stunned and could not have stabbed himself. However, he was still armed, and all of the Leos present had mostly started or had drawn their weapons. So rather than him stabbing himself in the heart, they just shot him a lot. Which means he still died. Just not how I had originally had him die. And that's my usual mea culpas. So, somebody was about to say something.
Well, I was just going to say, would you like me to make some of my my necessary rolls into the box?
Are those going to be the health rolls?
So we've got, let's see, we've got a roll for chronic pain, we've got a roll for duty, and we've got a roll for enemy.
I have actually been rolling not the chronic pain, but I have been rolling the duty. Let me double check, see what I have on my notes. Page. Duty, enemy, and in the one case, one person who actually has dependent. I have been rolling that, but I don't mind if you want to roll those.
You go ahead. I just wonder if you want me to roll with chronic pain.
Yeah, the chronic pain, you can roll that out in the open. If anybody does have like enemies and such, like enemies and duties and all that stuff, they can, if they so desire, roll that in the box. Although I think those of you with duty, I think only I think only one of you has it at less than 15. So that means Will is having a good day today. It's he's not all achy.
Actually, yeah, it just says if you roll below 9, you suffer a bout of pain.
It's 9 or less though. Oh, okay. So I guess he is a little achy.
So if you roll below 9, you suffer a bout of pain.
Remember how this stupid thing works. Oh, damn it. I didn't write that one up, did I? I have started getting into the habits on some of the traits, is adding them if they're going to come up. For like, for me, for like an NPC of mine, and I'm like, I don't want to dig that up, so I'll have to remember to add. Let me make a note. So I believe chronic pain mild is. Oh, okay, you did that. Yeah, it's something like that. So, woo. All right, so noted. So you are at -2 on Dex and IQ self-control rolls for 2 hours today.
Righto.
Oh, okay. I had never actually read all the way through that. After which you attempt a health roll, and if you fail, it would happen for another 2 hours. That's interesting.
Now, it does say in the rules if you roll below the number. I'm wondering what happens if you roll the number.
It says 9 or less.
So, question: do you have to roll duty if you're still on duty?
Roll against the frequency period. No, you don't have to.
And do I have to? Do you roll the enemy for me, or do I roll that?
I have been rolling those. Like I told Padre, if you want to roll that in the box, that's fine. It'll just apply for the next time that triggers.
But
Okay,
I don't know
so-
what I roll.
Yeah, you do. It says it. I'm fairly certain all of the enemies are 6 or less, except for Will's, who is 9 or less. And I'm actually a little freaked out about that, Will, because or Padre is. I'm like 9 or less. He's gonna show up all the time, and I have yet to roll where that triggers.
Yeah, it's some old wound. That's
No, I mean the enemy.
the enemy, right?
Well, that too.
That too. But yeah, Paul, it actually says there, enemy, your sire, more powerful than you, 6 or
No,
less.
what I'm saying is whether you roll it or I roll it doesn't really matter. I don't know what I'm rolling, so I know it's a 6 or less, but I don't know the result.
In that case, you would roll. Just drop it in the box if you wanted to do that.
Well, you know what you rolled when he shows up and stabs you in the heart.
I know what he rolled. I know what the GM rolled, so it triggered.
That was actually a 4, by the way.
Wow.
I was like, ooh, all right. Yeah, it actually interesting. I'm looking on chronic pain. It explicitly does say if you roll below this number.
Yeah, it's you know what? I think it's one of those things where the GURPS editor did not do a good job because under the disadvantage, the
everywhere
frequency of
else
appearance says 9 or less, but the actual rule says below this number. Well, over to you. I'm happy to go with whatever you're good with.
Oh, actually, it's self-contradictory because the chronic pain, the actual it says if you roll below this number, you suffer a bout of pain, and then in the next column, in frequency of appearance, attack occurs on a roll of 9 or less. So it's going to be 9 or less.
I wonder if that should be mentioned to Steve Jackson Games for future errata.
Assuming it hasn't already been mentioned.
It's probably somewhere in the forums.
Somewhere. All right, so we're going to begin in media res with Eric is being rushed into the hospital. Eric is semi-conscious because, well, you are at 0 hit points, which means if you do anything, you are likely to, potentially fall unconscious. So I'm gonna presume at some point you were in and out. Yeah, so you have, may have momentarily lost consciousness in the ambulance, and everyone is going to be, frankly, a little freaked out about the sheer dosage of drugs required to kill your pain. Because I looked that up, and you have resistant to metabolic hazards +8.
But I
And
also have high pain threshold, so I'm not really feeling the pain.
You got
resisting
stabbed in the kidney. You're like, ow, this hurts. I could do with a half an aspirin or something, but I'm okay. This really does hurt. I'm just not going to tell anybody.
Exactly.
So you will also be vaguely aware of that at least one of the EMTs has a lot of blood on his face, and is sort of pointing in your general direction rather aggressively and arguing with somebody, but they're a little too far away for you to really understand what the heck's going on. Plus, see before mentioned, hey, you're a little loopy.
So
Dr. Denise is on shift when you are brought in, and she's immediately going into EMT mode where she's doing relax, everything's going to be fine, calm down. And I believe at this tech level, general base first aid is going to be 1d6. So I'm going to let you do the see how much damage you can potentially recover when they do their doctoring on you. Oh man, I was totally hoping for a 1.
I'm actually gonna luck that since it's early in the game.
And speaking of healing, how many rolls did you want Will to make?
You are when it cycles back to you, you're going to do 7. You can do 7 if you now if you want to. It's straight health checks, and as noted before, if you roll a natural 3, you'll recover 2. If you roll an 18, natural 18, then you're gonna lose another one because you did something bad.
I'll recover 5.
That's too bad. I was totally hoping for lots of 1s.
You said 7 rolls?
Yep, you're gonna have 7 days of that sort of stuff. So you were about to ask something there, Fran Javier?
No. Well, I was about to make the comment. You said someone had blood on his face. Someone's pointing at me. Are you trying to imply?
One of the EMTs.
So are you trying to imply I bit him?
I'm not trying to imply anything. You can infer all you want.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you were a little bit mostly unconscious. But as you slide back into unconsciousness, as they finally, I guess, figure out the dosage.
They brought in some buffalo tranquilizer.
The last thing you are going to see is another one of the doctors examining the knife guy's corpse, and he's very obviously deceased, even if it does seem like he's sort of looking at you. I mean, he doesn't smile or anything, so there's that.
Okay. Well, I'm going unconscious, right? So there's not much I can do at this point.
Not at this point. Sure hope he doesn't jump up and start murdering everybody. That'd be unfortunate, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay, you're only at 4. Wow, you have 5 hit points.
Actually, the last time you had corpses come in here, one of them walked off, so...
And at the Kemper house, Ryder, you are actually going to wake up and you're going to find yourself half buried in a wall. As in, something just threw you backwards and there was a wall in the way.
Okay. Injuries?
And give me a 1d minus 2, I think I had it written down roll. This is going to mostly ignore the DR because it's going to be like whatever you did after that. So you're fine. Maybe a little bit of bruising. The guy that, whose arm you cut off that Mom said was named Kemper is still there, but he literally looks like all of his skin has been completely flayed off of him.
Is this something that Draven has seen before?
Nope. And then the guy opens his eyes.
Jump scare.
That's true. If he hasn't seen that before, that would be a fright check, wouldn't it? He'll be fine. See? He ain't got time to be afraid.
With the margin crit, does that mean I instinctively stab the dude?
Well, there's enough distance between here and there, and it doesn't look like the guy is like getting up and planning on running or moving at all. He just opens his eyes and he's sort of like staring roughly in your general direction, and he's gasping and he's like, "You must stop her. You must stop them." And then he's like, and his eyes become X's. Well, not really, but. And
Draven will sigh and he'll add chronic pain, mum, to his character sheet.
Something else you will note, apart from the fact that the entire room is like messed up because, well, there was some sort of explosion apparently, is there is a strange sigil, maybe, that looks like it has been burned into the hardwood floors. Give me a roll of 3d6, please. Yeah, you have no idea what that is. It's weird.
Except it's been identified.
He will take a photo of it.
Do you not just see sigil?
Well, you changed it there for a second. Okay, now
Is that not how it
now
works?
it's sigil. Yeah, I
The-
can't remember.
Oh,
The
that
ID
is
column is what
backwards.
the ID column is what you
Backwards.
want people to see when it's not ID'd.
It's backwards. I am this old, having learned that.
It may just be my gutter mind, but that sigil looks like something.
It's
Just
your
saying.
gutter mind.
What has been seen cannot be unseen.
So I will take a photo of it. I'll have a quick glance around the room for anything that might be clues to what sort of just transpired, this guy's involvement in anything, and then Draven will make his departure.
Oh, there's a
Uh,
one-armed flayed corpse.
Yeah, let's see. Quick glance. That's still going to be like a search, then, I'm presuming.
Observation, I think it is.
If you're trying to find something that's been deliberately hidden, it's search. And I don't think it should be observation, but I seem to recall we had that discussion before and found out that they were doing it differently in like
Dungeon Fantasy
Fantasy or
uses
something.
observation for finding secret passages and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that's right, but I know they did that.
So I will roll default. Unless you're good with observation.
Just use perception.
That will fail the default search.
Yeah, okay. But it's still gonna potentially, maybe find something. So I'm gonna say, in this case, you find the first thing that draws your attention is right by the front door. This guy had one of those little things where it's like you hang your keys, and that some people have, and such like that. But he also has what looks like one of those. Dang it, I don't know what those things are called. I know Ethan or Andricus actually has it. They're the little cards, the ID cards. It's that you go in where you're working at, and it's
Lanyard?
like on yeah, it's like in a lanyard.
Security card?
That would probably be appropriate. Yeah, I don't have to use one, so I've never had to find out what the damn thing's called. But on that, it is definitely there is no name of Kemper on it, which was what your maternal unit said this guy was named. This identifies him as James Wilcox, who is a member, or apparently he works at the plant, the HHS plant.
I will commit that name to memory.
Now, when you are leaving, how are you leaving? Front door, back door? Are you like gonna break out a shovel, dig your way out?
Is
Kool-Aid Man,
this
do the
ID card? Is it an actual key card, like swipe card?
Probably, yeah.
In that case,
Yoink.
Draven will take it just in case he needs to break in somewhere.
Okay.
Then he'll make his exit out the back door. He'll first sort of take a peek out the windows to make sure there's, no one on the street watching or anything like that. Then he'll disappear out the back.
He probably will see that at least some people are like, out and about trying to figure out what the heck the noise was. Because simply based off of the looks of that living room, something went kaboom.
Damn meth labs.
Yeah, they like, flay people's skin completely off, right?
With the wrong chemicals.
Well,
off
that's
arms.
possibly true.
All right. Well, Best attempt at stealthing away.
All right. So are you doing the full move stealth thing where it's at the -5?
No. Just as well.
Right. So you from the back door, you're able to sort of get an eye of when these people aren't looking and sneak out. And in the distance, you probably will hear some sirens, but yeah, honestly, the character has no idea whether this is coming this way or maybe it's responding to the graveyard shootout.
Doesn't
All
matter.
right.
In both cases, Draven doesn't want to be anywhere near it.
Understandable. All right. Yeah. Plus, what the heck happened to your mom? What the hell? At the graveyard, we have two PCs. We have Lieutenant Graham, who has came here to attend the funeral for Victor. I presume I made an assumption that would be something that he would do.
It's a good assumption.
And we also have Hurt, who is I believe he came here because he wanted to talk to Lieutenant Graham. All right.
Indeed.
So Will made all those checks. So you only failed one of them. So you got 6 hit points back. So, hey, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm just down by 1 now.
Oh, yeah, that could be worse. Could be better. So Will has been out of town since the weird dream thing. Because he had to go to Las Cruces to do an investigation about another cartel hit. That one was much easier to resolve than any of the stuff you've run into here, because it's exactly what you would expect of cartel shooters taking out a state lawyer. All right, so he is. I had also made the presumption last week that he would contact Finlay because I believe you mentioned even during the dream that you wanted to have a chat with him. So I made the presumption that he would have contacted Finlay and said, "Hey, yeah, the next time I'm in town, I'd like to chat and discuss things."
Yes, that's a good assumption as well.
Yay! I'm making good assumptions.
And what of the stabbing, yada yada yada, did Will witness or see?
He was there the entire time. It was taking place, right after the actual funeral was over, and the grieving family is standing there, and everybody's going over there and offering their condolences, and they had a line and such like that. I'm gonna just operate on the presumption that Hurt may have sidled up there to Graham and started chatting with him while you're waiting. And in that, as the line got shorter, some dude that, well, honestly, I can't say that Will didn't know because he doesn't really know hardly any of these people. But this guy came up and shook Eric's hand and said something and then stabbed him, which caused Eric a bit of surprise and actually caused most everybody a bit of surprise. He's away, because naturally everybody started freaking out and screaming and such like that. And trying to scatter. Hurt advanced because he actually had combat reflexes, so he didn't freeze, and got a line of sight and took the shot and shot the dude in, I believe it was in the skull. It ended up being in the skull.
The
Yeah.
nose.
In the nose.
And in that case, since the guy was momentarily, so originally, the guy like dropped to his knees and said something else to Eric and then stabbed himself in the heart. But, obviously that could not have happened since he was stunned. So instead, I'm going to say he sort of wobbled a little bit. And by that time, probably Will and a whole bunch of the other assembled law enforcement officers had cleared their weapons and put a couple rounds in him.
Okay.
And he decided not to get back up after, taking a bunch of bullets.
As is prone to happen.
Not always.
He was riddled.
He
So,
might have been, yeah.
so then we went out to the cemetery to
It was already
see the
at the
body.
cemetery.
Or it was at the cemetery. Okay. So at the graveside.
Yeah. That's a jerk move to jump somebody while they're doing that.
He just wanted to save him the trouble. It's right there.
He did say condolences as he stabbed Eric, but
In broad
I'm not sure I
daylight,
believed him.
in front of a crowd.
A crowd full of nearly all of the police in this city and county.
Okay. So now so there's myself and Hurt, and who else is in the cemetery at this point?
All the cops.
Nearly all the cops. There's probably some that are elsewhere because some of them had to be on duty. But since Victor was a county sheriff, the entire sheriff's department is present, and nearly all of the police officers are present as well. So that's like county sheriff, the county sheriff, the chief of police, the mayor was present.
Okay.
Heck, even the plant manager from the factory over there was present.
Alrighty. Okay, well, that's fine. Hurt and I can sidle off and have a conversation.
Yeah, the cops haven't really given Hurt any crap because most of them were like, that was a really good shot. That he did that fast draw and shot the guy in the face. And he will definitely also be able to notice that the McKays, Officer McKay, the police officer, is like just not even trying to hide the fact that he's like really glaring at Hurt a lot for some reason, while Deputy McKay, she's given Hurt a couple smiles that you would definitely recognize as, oh, I know what that means.
Okay.
Apparently Hurt has been busy.
So what's with the glances there, Homeland?
Wait, what?
Well, look over there.
Oh, hey, yeah. We had to. We're working on a case.
So one of them doesn't like you working on the case, and the other one really likes you working on the case?
Who's a what?
Well, one of them's glaring at you, and the other one looks like they're really interested in you.
I guess it does kind of look like he's glaring, doesn't it? I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, I wonder what that's about. Anyway, how did things go with the wild animal business?
Oh, yeah, it came and went as expected.
Good.
Actually, I don't know if anything came of that. They had done the investigation already. I presume that was an expectation that they were going to go back out there and start digging through the rubble. So I don't know. There was a week in there that we had nothing going on. So I assume that happened already. So the results of that should be known by now.
All right. And yeah, and what about that crazy dream? What do you make of it?
Well, can I get back to you on that?
I mean, you don't really believe this garbage, do you? I mean,
Well, I'm a reasonable guy, but I've just seen some unreasonable things.
Kudos for quoting Big Trouble.
yeah, I suppose this is all getting into the realm of just increasingly bizarre to me. I'm having a hard time putting my reasonable head around it.
Well, allow me to distract you with a unrelated case, or actually, I guess it is related. So I heard from my people at Homeland that somebody had put in a request for information based on some fingerprint evidence. Remind me what the name was. It was something Ross.
James Ross, yeah.
James Ross. So there was the Stadies here had put in a request for information based on some fingerprint evidence pointing to James Ross. And he happens to be a POI in a cartel case that I was working on that basically led me here. So I was wondering what kind of info you had on the guy and whether or not I could look at your research.
All right, GM. What do I know?
Let's see. So this is based off of the fingerprints from the corpses that were found at the house that went kablooey. So I'm not sure if were you here, Padre, when one of the bodies was taken by the local tribe?
No, I was not.
Okay, so they claimed they identified one of the girls, and they did take her back. It was not one of the ones that Will had identified from some open cases. The fingerprints from the surviving hand of the dude who was like all charred up and burned up came back as the James Ross dude, who was apparently a person of interest. Not a person of interest. He is believed to be like a sort of serial killer that was in that ran around in Oklahoma a couple of years earlier.
Okay. So what? And is that in any way connected to the mystery serial killer in my background?
No.
Okay.
Different serial killers. They're just like all over the place.
All right. So I really wouldn't have anything beyond just what would be common knowledge of the fact that this would be an identified serial killer.
Let's see. So I'm trying to, so what actually happened there is, in the course of his autopsy stuffs that he was doing for Eric, that is, he would have logically taken fingerprints, and he sent them off for identification, and they pinged. And that's what has ended up leading some potential issues, not issues, but making Homeland interested.
So Hurt asked if at some point we go into the office and meet, so we could go over what evidence you had on that regard.
Yeah, we can certainly do. We can certainly go and look at what records we might have on this guy.
I believe your task, Hurt, was they wanted the company wanted a copy of all of basically all the police notes and absolute confirmation that the dude is actually deceased.
Right. Oh, okay.
And confirmation is not difficult because he's in a morgue drawer.
Well, yeah. Should probably go check and make sure he's still there. It's not as bad as horror or mirror.
Yeah, well, if we've got anything in our files, I have no idea if this guy operated in our state or not, but we can take a look.
Yeah, so tell me when you want to go, and we'll set it up. You're probably busy right now.
I'm also curious to talk to the coroner around what we were asking him.
Just got stabbed.
Yeah, exactly. So while I was up in Las Cruces, did he have anything to say about what he was able to do about the scene?
Yeah, he had two. How was it? I believe Paul said he was basically spinning up two reports, one of which was complete BS and fabricated nonsense. But sounds good.
Correct. One was going to be the false report that most people would believe. The other one would have been the complete report that I would have given to Will Graham.
Okay. So, yeah, I definitely would like to link in with the doctor when he's feeling less stabby.
Come see me in the hospital while I'm recovering.
Bring flowers.
Hint, hint.
Here's a letter opener. Oh, sorry.
We'll just grab some flowers off this grave over here.
There it is.
Well, they're not using them right now, right?
All right. Grab those cheap plastic ones.
While you guys are chatting, Hurt, your cell phone is going to chirp, and it is going to be the alarm system from McKay's cabin that is basically warning you that someone or something has tripped the alarms.
Huh. Looks like I have a thing I need to check on here real quick. So I'll catch you later.
All right, Homeland. You check on your secrets. I'll go see the doctor.
Okay, so at the light, now that I have to go through all my images and click on that. It's backwards. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Right, at the library for Antricus, who, can't be bothered to log in because he's a slacker and he broke his computer.
Is it really break if I unintentionally or if I intentionally take part?
It's sort of broken, isn't it? So Finlay is going to be likely doing some various. Oh crap! I screwed something up. Some venatory work. I was like, "What's the word? What's the word?" Even though it's Sunday, because it's your library and all that. And it is entirely possible. I don't know, you and Padre would have to work out when Will and Finlay are scheduled to meet up, or if they're scheduled to meet up, or whatever. But Miss Frost is actually going to enter the civilian part of the library. Now, this is the English teacher who's basically having to double as the principal and dean because the principal and dean died of the coof. And she will express her surprise to see you here on a Sunday.
Oh, well, the books are still here, and I have my Sunday was free, so I thought I might as well come by and make sure all was well and stays well.
Oh, well, I can understand that. Certainly understand that. You know, I'm here. I'm having to do more admin work since the school board is dragging its feet.
I'm pretty sure that's in their job description, if not the title.
Dragging their feet? I don't think that's in their job description.
Well, they certainly act as though it is.
Yes, that is kind of true. And she's going to pause. Is like, I was wondering if you had dinner plans later. And just as she says that, the door is actually going to open, and a strangely garbed woman will enter. And when I mean strangely garbed, I mean strangely garbed. She's got the cloth that seems like completely to cover her face, and her hair is in like this weird horn-like thing. Can you have? Are you able to see the image on Twitch there, Antricus?
That is very strange.
It's a little odd. Miss Frost was immediately gonna look at her with a what the heck, and then move to intercept her with a ma'am, you shouldn't be in here. The school is closed at the moment. But the strange woman continues walking forward, and she just sort of touches Frost's forehead with 2 fingers, which results in Frost just crumpling to the ground.
He'll get up and rush towards Frost a bit.
And yeah, go ahead.
With or without wet pants? I mean, I just looked at the image. I think I pee myself.
Well, it
Without,
could be
he's-
worse. And as she's crumpling, the woman states in a odd sounding voice. It just doesn't sound quite right. She's like, I have come for the key, and you will give it to me, or I will shatter every bone in your body, and in the bone of your in the body of your concubine here, while leaving you alive to experience an eternity of agony.
There are many things wrong with that statement, and I don't quite know which one to start with first. Who are you?
Who am I?
Yes.
She will pause and just sort of gesture, and an unusual sigil will sort of float there as if it's a magic-y. Obviously, it looks a little bit better than this stick drawing. That is the thing. And oh yeah, you can't. I was about to ask you to roll something, but you can't, can you?
No.
That's
Can we roll
terrible.
for him?
Terrible. It's entirely possible. Sure, Padre, roll 3d6 for me, please.
Sweet.
And if he fails, it's all on Padre. It's not on me. That's a 10. That's success by 4. So he will I remember who I'm talking to. You're not up there. Duh. Finlay will actually recognize the sigil from it's he has Hidden Lord demons, and this particular sigil is not. It's popped up along with some others in some books of demonology, but it's not actually a demon per se. He will recognize this sigil as that of Penumiel, who is one of the members of the Order of the Black and Denarius, aka a fallen angel. It is bound to one of 30 ancient silver coins, and they are really, really, really powerful.
Oh, you're one of those. I don't happen to have like a panic button or anything, do I?
This is where.
Well, she didn't say which key, so you just hand her the closet key.
Well, he can hear the capital K when she says the key. You don't know how she did that, because that's
The
kind of
master
neat.
key?
I'm
That's like a
afraid that
shotgun.
I'm afraid Miss Frost keeps the school skeleton key. I'm afraid I don't have that. I can get you into the library. I think I can get you into the math room if there's a textbook you're after.
She is going to tilt her head as she is looking at you, and it doesn't seem like that was a good answer for her. Okay.
I thought not, but I also am not fond of giving up things I'm supposed to protect. So,
Well then, I guess I presume we shall begin with the shattering of bones. And she raises a hand.
here we go again.
So, Ryder, where are you going to from the place where you committed potential assault with a deadly weapon and possibly even attempted murder?
I
Along with
wouldn't go as
breaking and
far
entering.
as saying attempted murder. Maybe grievous bodily harm. But he will just make sure that he's not being followed, and he'll head back home or to his hotel. Then he'll call his sister and say, Mum's all weird.
Mum is all weird.
You may have to be more specific.
Yeah, I'm wondering how that is reacted to.
Does he manage to get hold of his sister?
Let's see. Well, let's give us a universe reaction roll to see. Man, we've just totally turned that into a thing, haven't we?
Mhm.
Neutral. The universe is cold and indifferent.
Well,
So I
sort
don't
of
know. Is that a
lukewarm. It is
yes
a
or a
12.
no?
I guess it's up to the GM at this point.
Well, is she commonly there?
Well, it's probably calling a cell phone.
Well, some people don't answer every time the cell phone rings.
Yeah, but that's if you don't recognize the number. She knows that. She's going to know his number.
You could just roll universe until you get a non-neutral result.
Maybe she's tied up with a bong, and the bong has left her, high. Yeah,
I'm gonna
she's
laugh
definitely high.
consciously.
Totally high.
3 12s in a
Mhm.
row.
Yep.
Oh, I was hoping for another 12, not a 13.
Another 12, the universe would have imploded.
Well, that's only 4, and they all do look like they're derived differently. 516, 552, 4612, 4. Oh, yeah, so at least they're not all the same. Okay, so the phone is going to ring a couple times, and let's see, 1, 2, 3. Clearly rang 4 times before she picked it up. And as soon as she does, she's going. This is Elizabeth.
Yes.
Yes. Um, she is going to answer it with a. Did you know about this?
Did I know about what?
I just found in Mom's stuff that she went to the doctor and she's apparently got cancer.
I didn't know that.
He's
What
like,
does
well,
it say? Is it
I
advanced or what?
I don't speak medical, but it doesn't seem good.
Well, she was just here. We went on a small mission. She was looking for something. She seemed to find what she wanted, and then she acted all weird and then disappeared. Something about a coin. She was looking for a coin of some sort. And Draven actually saw the coin, didn't he?
Very briefly, yes.
So he will describe the coin that he saw, and then he'll say, I also found this. Do you have any idea what this might mean? And he'll send a photo of the sigil.
Okay, so that actually brings up an interesting point. You didn't say anything in your background about whether the 2 sisters you have were involved in the stuff.
I think Elizabeth was academic. That's what I've got in my head canon, but I don't recall exactly now.
Yeah, I had to re-find that stupid amulet thing. And just looking at that, I am realizing now that that is not exactly right, because it's not going to have the thing at the top, the chain thing.
It's probably not a Roman coin either.
They should be denarii.
Okay, take it back.
I mean, black and denarius.
Can you look amongst Mum's stuff to see if there's anything, any notes or such that she's taken regarding this coin or the sigil?
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
I don't know what she's involved in, but my gut tells me it's nothing good.
And if Mark was here, he'd be giggling like a crazy person. No real reason. He just is a crazy person. Okay. So she will get she will get back with you as soon as she finds something out, if she finds anything out. Wait, what did you mean by she got all weird?
She said something when she departed. Me, the player, doesn't recall, because that's more than a week ago. But
Doesn't recall her saying anything either, but that doesn't mean he didn't have her say anything.
I seem to recall she said something.
Yeah, I kind
Other
of
than
think so
maybe
too.
finally.
Or maybe my brain inserted that. Did her eyes change as well?
Her eyes definitely changed. She had like a second set of eyes above her regular
That's right.
eyes.
So, Draven will mention that as well.
That doesn't seem good.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It got all weird. So now she has 4 eyes, and I don't mean like glasses.
Actually, she also has like apparently now she has like a sheet over her face. That's okay. All right, so she promises she is going to see what she can find out, and will try to get back with you.
There's some people here that I've met. I'm going to try and see if I can find out anything from them. But keep me informed.
Okay. And then what is his next step?
And just because Draven is the way he is, he'll say, "Oh, by the way, happy birthday for last week."
What if she's going to respond? She's not even going to bother responding. She's just going to make a inarticulate noise that's almost a grunt and hang up on you. Okay. So what is Will doing after Hurt departs?
Will, I think, wants to go find Finlay because he definitely wants to talk to Finlay.
All right. So, okay.
Did he interact with
So-
him after the dream?
Yeah, I had him reach out to him, or I said or stated that Will reached out to Finlay
No, that's
during the week to try to arrange a hey, the next time I'm in town. Okay. So is he gonna have any idea where Finlay is?
Would I remember the library from the dream?
Possibly, but I was just gonna say, give me another universe reaction roll because I love letting the universe decide.
Okay.
It's the sign of a lazy GM.
Well, there you go.
And then the universe goes, ha ha, lazy GM, you still have to figure it out.
I think it's a sign of an arbitrary GM.
6 of one, half a dozen of another. Yeah, I suppose he could know about the library, and if that was actually his plan to link up with him after the funeral, you could have that could be why Finlay was at the library.
It's possible.
So there you go. So you probably should meander toward or head toward the library.
He's a cowboy.
Yeah,
he can mosey.
That's it. Well, I'll jump into my service vehicle and head on over.
I'm sure this won't end badly for you.
It couldn't possibly end badly for me. It's a library.
And you see him in a pile on the floor with no bones.
And then he goes, nope, 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 and just turns around and walks out. And that's the last we ever heard of Graham as he relocated to a place in Alaska that is 200 miles from anyone.
And then the Wendigos came.
Let's stop encouraging him.
I was thinking 30 Days of Night myself.
All right. So Hurt is heading toward the McKay cabin, which is what it should look like. But as soon as he gets within visual range of it, he can see that it is thoroughly demolished. It honestly looks like a bomb went off here, or a tornado, or something.
It may have actually been a bomb.
It may have been a bomb. There are two people he can see who are like, moving around outside, but they're not like, poking around in it. They just seem like they're, looking at the mess.
And they're not familiar, I presume.
They are not, no. One is a rather large dude. He honestly looks, it looks like he lifts. The other is a woman. Both of them have the I don't want to say unmistakable features because they're not unmistakable, but they have something in their maybe their bearing or their clothing that make you think, oh, it's more of those Uctina people.
All right.
And they will definitely
I'm gonna assume they're not bad people.
React to the approach of your or at least the sound of your vehicle.
No, I'm not going to assume they're not bad people. I'm going to assume that they're not hostile people. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and drive up, I guess. And roll the window down and say, hi, what happened here?
The big dude is, just sort of standing there in the background, crossed his arms, doing some glowering.
My pistol is out on the seat next to me.
Yeah, okay. The woman approaches and will lean on the side there, sort of like, come within, a bit, and she will inhale, like she's smelling something. He's like, right. What the heck is this?
Oh, right.
Oh, I was like, something just popped up. I'm like, did I do something?
Rules materialize.
Yeah. Take a look at. She's like,
I'm going to
hi.
take that cue to take a sniff myself, I suppose. Try to be subtle about it.
Like, you must be the one that Malia has been talking about. I'm Jessica.
Is that familiar? Has she mentioned any Jessicas?
Yeah, probably. It's like a cousin or something like that.
Yeah, I'll say Uctina, I guess.
You guessed right.
Why are you here?
Because your house blew up. Well, not your house, but the cabin there.
So you got here after it blew up?
We're not going to blow it up. Why would we do that?
I don't know. Well, at this point, they're being pretty non-threatening, so I'm going to go ahead and get out and start poking around a little bit. Take a sniff here and there, see if I smell Simtex or something.
You do not smell Simtex. There is a sulfur-like stench in the air, though.
That's not supposed to be there.
Nope. So the cabin has basically been kind of leveled, which is, it also seems to there seems to have been like some sort of sub basement or something like that. There's like concrete that was laid down, and it legitimately looks like the concrete was melted away.
Okay, so that means the basement is no longer there.
The basement is not, no. But at the where the concrete was melted away, it's revealed some sort of like rather large hatch It's like, a circle. Oh, right. It just occurred to me I should have shared Jessica.
Um,
The hatch
So-
is still intact, and it does not look like it has been melted at all.
Now, I was assuming that I was aware that he had a secret bunker thing in here. Is this his secret bunker thing?
This is below his secret bunker thing. Looks like something blew up his secret bunker.
God damn it. That's where I put my bug out bag.
Oh, that bastard. But the melted stuff, it smells very sulfury like. Whereas that area, and notably, there's also, it seems like an unknown person smell. It kind of reminds you a little bit of Ryder.
Uh-huh.
Just a little bit. So it doesn't seem like it's necessarily him.
Right.
Or maybe it is. Maybe he's a low down lying liar.
I am going to mention as I'm poking around in there, does that smell weird to you?
Yeah, you notice that. It definitely smells weird. And then she's going to, turn to the dude, the guy who looks like, he breaks rocks with his face. And they're going to have a quick exchange in Navajo, which you do not speak.
No, I don't.
But he doesn't seem particularly happy about whatever it is she tells him. But he eventually turns and starts heading off in presumably the direction of the actual reservation. It's like, yeah, I sent Kilchi back to let the chief know what's going on.
All right. I'm kind of looking at the hatch now and wondering if he ever said anything that I had just forgotten. Did he leave any cryptic instructions?
Not that you can you're aware of. The problem there is like there's no apparent way to open this thing. There doesn't look like a lock or a keyhole or keypad or anything like that. It also looks really, really old. It doesn't have like one of the circle spinny things. I don't know what those are called. The latch.
Yeah,
the latch circles.
It's a dog, I think, is what it's called.
Right. Yeah, that you like see on a submarine or something like that. Doesn't have any of that, and it's just this circle that is it's clearly a hatch because it is a little higher than normal.
Yeah, how the hell do you open this thing? You have any idea what this is?
I didn't even know this was here. We tried opening it, but we couldn't figure out how. I was hoping you had some idea.
No, I really don't. No, Steve never said anything about any of this.
Wonder if he knew.
He might not have. Tell you to ask him, but he's buried over there.
Oh man, I was so no. I'm like, no, don't do something stupid, Phil. You already put yourself into some trouble previously. I was halfway tempted to go, oh no, it looks like someone has burst out of the grave.
Well, this answers, I guess, what happened.
Does it?
My brain is processing the situation. So, so all I know is I got a signal that somebody had tripped the alarms. I come out here, it's blown up. I don't know anything. So there's really nothing left for me to do here. Don't necessarily want to call the cops.
Well, this is technically not their land anyway.
And there's that issue. I guess I'll ask if the tribal police are planning to investigate this, or they're just going to ignore it.
She sort of smiles and says, "Hello."
Right. You know, I know
Not
a
wearing
guy
much
that.
of a police uniform, though.
That's true. Well, it probably looks better anyway. I know a statey that might be bored enough to come out and poke around and see if he can find anything, but it doesn't look like. Well, who knows?
There was some stuff we did pull out of this the wreckage over here, and just like
Yeah, what you got?
there's going to be your bug out bag. It's kind of burned on the outside, but
Oh, that's nice.
mostly intact. It's like some interesting material in there.
I don't think those MREs are any good anymore.
What all did you have in the bug out bag? You had like grenades and crap, didn't you?
Let me remind myself.
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No grenades. There's a lot of ammo though.
And there's
No,
going to be
mostly
also
just survival stuff.
There's also going to be some other stuff like from that was left there from
Right.
from McKay's such.
Nothing interesting or useful.
It might be useful, interesting. Depends on the person. Damn it.
Well,
Minimize
Hurdle
that and look at it later.
Hurdle ask her if you care if I pull stuff out of here, or you need to preserve the crime scene or anything?
She will give it another look and say, "No, I think we're okay."
Do you have a theory?
Either you or McKay pissed off someone really, really powerful.
And stinky.
We don't want wars on the res, by the way.
I don't want wars anywhere.
The ammunition disagrees.
The ammunition is to prevent wars.
I see why Malia likes you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything I can do here. I mean, there's really nothing left. So I will take some pictures of the bunker. That seems like the thing to do.
Yeah, that might be logical.
Tell you what, Jessica, you have a card or something? Maybe I'll give you a call if I find something.
She will instead give you her number. Go, yes, give me a call anytime.
Eyebrow raise. Well, I guess that's that.
Yep. That was I need to take 5 minutes really quick. I need to use the bathroom pretty bad.
So taking 5?
Yeah. Yep, taking 5. And then when we get back, I'm going to start breaking all of somebody's bones.
Well, that'll be fun.
Over here.
Okay, we're back.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Okay, so jumping to Eric. You are going to wake up in the recovery room, and obviously, upon waking up, the doctors are going to start checking you out. They will inform you that you will need to be held overnight since, well, you were stabbed. But they are pretty confident that you're going to make a full recovery because you're pretty lucky.
I'll thank them for all the effort that they put upon me, and I will. Is my mom around or any of my family?
They're outside waiting to be given permission to meander in. The doctor's like, there are a couple things they'd like to go over first, and they start asking you the usual sort of questions. Give me a medic check, by the way, with an exclamation point. Medic. Ooh, success by 7. All right. So it doesn't take you hardly any time once they start asking some questions to realize that they are basically trying to determine if you have a drug problem. Drug problem. That words.
I do not. I've just noticed that my body seems to metabolize anesthesia differently.
That's putting it nicely. And I've never quite seen someone quite as resistant to the painkillers unless they are, well, long experience with them.
Nope, don't use them. Just notice that if I take aspirin, doesn't really help as much. I have to do a couple doses or whatever to get one dose worse out of it. It's just the way I've always been.
You should probably have a better stock answer for that.
Well,
Isn't
he's
there
able
a
to-
role to determine which medicines and stuff work and don't work?
The problem is for Eric,
It's
he
not
has,
unusual biochemistry. It's a different one.
he has resistant to metabolic hazards, which if you look it up, that's like pretty much anything that affects a living body. So it's like poisons, gas,
It was the
aspirin, painkillers.
unusual biochemistry that I was thinking of.
Ah, gotcha.
I've just, honestly, I've just gotten used to having to deal with a lot of pain. So that's why you probably didn't notice me grunting much or whatever. I'm just used to it.
All right. Well, so the doctors will, they're like, okay, well, we'll, obviously we'll check on you a little bit later. Right. You're no longer in the ER, by the way. So this is obviously a different doctors. And they will go outside and or leave after, like, yeah, we'll chat with you later. And the next person who comes in, it's like they're tagged in. You will actually recognize Sergeant Hooker from the police department, and she's like, checking to make sure you're okay. And it's like, wondering if you are up to making a statement.
I guess I am. I'm doing fine, recovering.
Yes, well, just so you know, your assailant was killed, multiple gunshots. I think both the police department and the sheriff's department all shot him.
Good to hear that.
And she will break out her little notepad and start taking some to take the notes. That's the usual questions like, did you know your attacker? Actually, I have no idea what the usual questions are because I've never had to answer that sort of thing from a police officer. So, knock on wood, I guess.
No, I did not know my attacker, which is why I was completely surprised by what happened.
Eyewitnesses seem to indicate that he said something to you before he attacked. What was it? Do you remember? Et cetera, et cetera.
Hmm.
Obviously, he's a bit more professional about the Leo stuff than I am.
I honestly don't remember. All I can just remembering getting stabbed. Really, that's what I remember.
All right. Well, just one last thing. We've already had some words. Apparently, there was an incident in the ambulance on the way back. One of the paramedics said you had an incident. We're presuming it was due to the painkillers that they gave you or something, but I think that's gonna be fine. Paramedics not gonna. I don't actually. This is the GM now. It's like I actually don't know if paramedics can like press charges for someone like assaulting them in an ambulance.
I know in hospitals, if you assault nurses, some states do have laws against that. Yeah, even if you're under like medical effects.
That's totally a California thing, isn't it? Because that's just the kind of stupid law that California would have.
Can you what did I do in the ambulance? I don't recall.
Well, the EMT says, she double check her notes. It's like it says you're extremely difficult to hold down, and you might have been a little bitey.
Bitey. Huh. I must have been completely out of it. What were they giving me?
All right, let's see here. I need to do something. That's not the time to roll that, Phil. She will ask a few other questions that we don't need to go over because, well, they're just...
Does she? I am gonna use body language. I want to get this sense of she seems to be believing me.
Okay. Let's see. So, based off of her body language, I always have to read exactly what body language reveals. Every single time. You can use like empathy on a subject. You also get a rough idea what the party member doing. Okay, so facial expression gauges feelings. She doesn't really seem to have an opinion either way. This is just part of the job, based off of what he suspects.
Okay. So that's probably a good thing. That's a neutral reaction. In other words, it's neither. She doesn't seem to be having this impression of disbelief towards me, or my answers are causing her suspicion. That's good.
Well, on the bright side, she hasn't yanked out a stake and stabbed you while shouting "Die, vampire, die."
Correct.
She could also be a really good actor.
That is also the truth.
The truth or a possibility?
The fact of the matter is you're already dead. She staked you and rolled a successful stealth and you didn't even know it.
Why does everybody want me dead? I don't get it. I'm a good guy here. I'm the victim.
Well, that's kind of true. I mean, you're definitely a much nicer person than say Draven. He's just an asshole. Have you seen his diss ads?
I cannot deny.
He's like
I mean,
bad temper and bully and callous.
I mean, I have a vow. I can never refuse a request for medical aid. So I shoot Draven in the leg, and then he asks me for help. I'm going to help him.
When then he kills you while you're helping him. That seems like a bad idea.
It's like, why did you shoot me? Now come fix this. Okay.
Stab. All right, so she will, as stated, she will ask a couple more questions, but they're just the routine stuff. It's like the dude attacked you in plain sight of multiple witnesses, numerous of which were police officers, and when he was shot or when he was killed, everybody who shot him was either a police officer or licensed to carry. So she doesn't have any doubts that you're fine. She's glad you're okay.
Thank you, Sergeant Cooker. Appreciate the coming in and talking to me.
All right, and she will, as she leaves, she was like, you'll hear her apologies, like, "All right, sorry to take up that time, ma'am. You're free to go in now," and that will let your mom come in, and immediately rush over there, and you'll go, "Oh man, you're okay, you're okay."
I'm okay, Mom. I'm okay.
Little cry.
I'll give her a hug if I can.
Yeah, you're fine. You got high pain threshold and holy that. Whoa. Andricus connected.
I don't
I guess
believe
he
that.
did. I guess he did get the desktop reassembled.
Yup.
So what was the problem?
So is it just Mom coming in, or the sisters in too?
Yeah, the sisters are gonna come in. I just had to refine the images. You have patience and you have faith, and gets pretty in there. Hey, look at that! Finlay's here. Finally.
Just
After
in
all
time
that
to take some damage.
For future reference, what did you do to make it work?
I rebuilt the desktop.
He reassembled his functional desktop and used that.
Yep.
What was it? You just got a new case and had to put it all back in?
New case, new graphics card.
New fans. Didn't you say you
I hate
also got
fans,
some
by
new
the way.
fans?
I did. I hate them.
I could use some more fans. This temperature thing is ridiculous.
Are they only fans?
Boom.
Yes, only fans, no liquid cooling.
No, that's not. Never mind.
I guess it's just as well he didn't get it.
Yep.
No, I did. I just, yeah.
He just ignored
Oh, you
it.
deflected.
Yeah, precisely.
He says as he's looking it up.
All right. So, jumping from Eric, I have Graham. Will is arriving at the high school because he was going to go there to meet Finlay. At the front door, he will very quickly go, "Wait, what?" Because it looks like the front door has frankly been melted open.
Okay.
And on the beyond that, there are like some burned footprints or something on the in the concrete outside the school. leading up to the door, and then it's not linoleum, is it? Inside the school, on through the floor, on the floor.
Will, I suppose I have no comms with any of these other individuals.
Probably not. I mean, you probably have like phone numbers and stuff. You could theoretically, call some people. I'm not sure about Raven. You probably do have Hurt and Finley's number. Probably Eric, but Eric got stabbed.
I not to retcon things, but I was thinking, yeah, we may have exchanged cell numbers, Hurt and I, perhaps, along with Eric.
Yeah, I guess we had to, or we can't arrange that meetup later.
The only one nobody trusts is the tattooed freak who runs around with the sword and is kind of a jerk. If this was looking at TV tropes, you'd see the friend that nobody likes.
Okay, so I think Will, at this point, given all the weirdness that has happened over the last couple of days, is not going to call for backup from the police. I think he's going to phone Hurt.
And he's going to walk right away and never come back to the school.
So I will dial Hurt's number.
Who has just finished, chatting with the lovely Jessica.
I guess I got to take this. Yeah, what's up, man?
Well, you were in the process of leaving, I thought.
Yeah.
Hey, Homeland. I'm over at the library and
At the school.
The school, sorry, and there is definitely something strange here. It looks like very strange burn marks, melted metal, and I'm really concerned for Finlay. So I'm going in. Can you get here as soon as possible?
Do me a favor and take a good whiff. Does it smell funny?
Okay. What would you like there, GM?
Well, honestly, you don't really need to do anything. It's just like you get down there and smell stuff.
Does it smell like
sulfury? It is a little sulfury, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely smell sulfur.
Okay. Yeah, give me a minute. I'll be there.
All right. And so I hang up, put my phone away, and I draw both of my Colt 45s.
I really need to go by the apartment and get all my gear. Actually, I wonder if I wouldn't just throw that in the vehicle. I probably had it in the vehicle.
You should let the universe decide.
The universe doesn't like me sometimes.
So, that's true.
All right. I think it's probably average that it would be in the vehicle given what we're doing around here. And I was going out to deal with a potential issue, so...
That's true. You were going out to deal with a potential issue, so it does make sense that you probably swung by the apartment beforehand and then tossed it in the... I actually have no idea what your vehicle is, but whatever it is.
It's some kind of Jeepish thing, and it was old, I think we had established.
Right, you were using McKay's old thing.
Right, that's what it was.
So it's a Korean War era Jeep. It's amazing that thing's still running. You don't know why he didn't just get a newer one. He had an excuse, but it didn't really make any sense. Yeah, it'll take you a bit to get there, Hurt.
Yeah,
you might be able
10,
to
15 minutes.
Yeah, you might be able to get there to put them in the little boxes afterwards. Who knows?
Uh-huh. Well, I got a duffel bag to put Finlay in.
Maybe some Ziploc bags. Okay, so Graham, I should not say Graham. Will, are you stealthing? Are you just walking down there like you're in the OK Corral? Your call. What are you doing there?
Ooh, slow-mo.
Okay, so I'm going to definitely not call out that the police are here. I'm going to quietly start walking in and following wherever the melting is going.
Okay. So give me a stealth check then. So with a success by 6, I presume that means you're not going sneak as you're sneaking through the building.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to be as quiet as I can.
So no theme music. All right.
No.
Go ahead. All right. So you proceed. You're sneaking forward. You're following these footsteps. They are heading deeper into the school. I don't think he's particularly necessarily familiar with this school, but simply based off of the layout and the various signage that you are able to see, you are definitely heading toward a library. And as you reach the door, you will be able to make out a voice effectively telling someone that they're there for the key. So you showed up at the beginning of Finlay's, well, not the beginning, but sort of the middle.
Alrighty.
Since Finlay is just now back onto the page, I mean, not the page, there, in Fantasy Grounds. I reshare that thing. I didn't know if you had that. So you set up. Don't have no key. No idea what you're talking about. And this individual declared, it's like, then I shall be forced to begin the shattering of bones. And
All right.
she raises a hand.
All right. So at that point, if I see her raising her hand, I'm going to train both guns on her and scream out, freeze right there. Don't take another step, or something like just freeze. State police.
And
How
that was the last thing he ever said.
How is Finlay reacting to this crazy? That'd be you, Andricus.
I was pressing the push to talk on the wrong computer. He'll put his hands up like, whoa, no, I'm fine. Oh, her, yep, okay, never mind, and then slowly bring his hands down.
The individual will sort of half turn one of her head, her head, and will definitely get the feeling that she is looking at him, although he can't quite make out her face because see picture where the strange cloth is completely covering it all.
Okay. And I'm going
And
to say
she will state, it's just like, this does not concern you.
all right. So I'll reply, Hey, lady, I don't know what failed Renaissance fair you've just come from, but you are going to start walking towards me slowly.
Okay, now let me look at some various stuff there to see how she's actually going to respond to that.
Well, being a completely law-abiding citizen, she's going to do exactly as I say.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Yes, she's going to walk towards you.
Okay, hold on.
How many hit points do you have?
All right. So, the hand that she was, held up, or had lifted, she's going to twitch it a little bit, and then to Will's surprise, she is abruptly, literally standing right in front of him,
Crap.
as if she was over there. She's like a couple yards away, and then bam, she's right there. And I'm gonna need him to give me a fright check because what the hell?
I said slowly.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
Fail. Fail. That way you just instinctively pull the trigger.
Okay, so that happened. How does Will react to this?
Ha! I plug her.
With the gun.
With bullets.
Finlay totally knows this isn't going to end well.
No, we all know that.
No, not at all.
We don't have to worry about that chronic pain anymore, though.
She's got an itch. She needs to, borrow your spine to scratch it.
Oh, Lord. All right. Do you want me to just start rolling die?
Yeah, if you are shooting,
Range zero.
you got no range penalties because she's literally right in front of you. And yeah. So how would I want to do that? Ah, crap! I need to look. Ah, damn it! I should have written that down.
See notes.
Yep.
Total of 4 hits.
How many times did you fire?
I'm ambidextrous. I'm firing both guns.
Yeah, but how many times?
Oh. Well, I must have pulled 3. My rate of fire
I
is
assumed
3.
So
Daniel's trying to pick up a trophy.
4 hits.
Because that means 2 of them didn't hit.
He totally wants to see if you accidentally shot Finlay because that would be funny.
It would. I don't think we've ever accidentally killed a PC before.
How many hit points does Finlay have?
I think all of you guys have a lot of hit points.
How many hit points?
There it is. Okay. So
And
that's
your
that.
kiss.
I
He's
was
probably
pushing
hitting the wrong button again.
Yeah, I was 16.
Wow.
You guys,
Jeez.
yeah.
Dude, solid.
Yeah, he is. Okay, so I rolled that. That's fine. Yep. Okay, so this is something that Will has never seen and is definitely going to freak him out. On the right-hand gun, as he is, firing, the bullets just seem to like spark and melt as if they're hitting something. Why are you typing tests there, Finlay? Okay.
Nope. Yep.
So they're like, just sort of like dissolve as if they're, being ultra superheated. And with the other, you can see like the shadow of one of her hands is like, it's blurring and it's literally catching the bullets.
Fun.
No, that's probably causing him to go, what the F?
Do you want another? Do you want another fright check?
Well, let's see. I'm not sure if I
Yeah.
should ask for another one because she already basically used magic once to do that, and this
That's
is just
true.
more magic. Granted, it's different magic.
Just occurred to me you could potentially use the same roll and whatever penalties would be assessed for the next action or something like that. You could just apply it to that roll, but he was going to get a +5 anyway for being in combat.
Of course, I am also -2 for my chronic pain.
Oh yeah, that would have applied to the Schusting as well.
Don't think it would have changed it. Wait, the recoil is 3 on those, isn't it?
Maybe.
I don't
I
remember.
remember there.
Yeah, it's -3 for these pistols.
Eh.
Yes, but that is something that should not happen.
However, I forgot to add my weapons act bonus because I've guns.
You would not add the act bonus in this case because since she is close, I think it's close. You would normal people other than Will and Hurt, if they were doing the shooting, they would be applying the bulk penalty to that shot since she's so
Yes,
close.
that's right. If she's in close combat, then ignore bulk.
Correct.
That depends on the actual range. So because the close range on the range band is 0 to 2, and if that only counts if she's actually at 0.
All right.
never
So
mind.
how is Finlay reacting to this craziness? Because he is aware that Denarians are stupidly crazy powerful.
He's just going to try to get Frost out and go.
All right. Good to know he's going to bail on somebody. Wait, can you do that? Double checking. Yeah, you don't have. He's like, I don't have sense of duty to you guys. Screw you guys. Something that Finlay is going to have noted is he is always having to deal with, he's learned to sort of ignore the spirits because he always hears them. They're always around. But ever since this person walked in, he hasn't heard a peep from them. It's like they bailed or something.
The cricket stopped.
That's awfully suspicious. Is that sort of well? Okay, I would imagine he hasn't been around these, but has that been reported before that it's normal for the spirits to see something, or where these beings are?
He doesn't know enough about them.
All right, fair enough.
And like I did say previously, I had him roll off of demon lore. Technically, that is not correct for them because they are angels. They are fallen angels, but they're still angels. But since they are fallen angels, the demonologists and all that stuff are super interested in them, and so they, references to them are constantly popping up in books of demonology and such like that.
Got it.
All right, so he is scrambling towards the fallen Miss Frost. Gotcha. Whoops, that's wrong. Penumiel. Let's see. She is not particularly pleased with you, but she hasn't gotten angry yet, so I guess that's something. Let's see here. She's got stupid amount of options. Damn it. My brain is not cooperating. Wow. Okay. So in between eye blinks for Will, he is going to, she's going to be standing there, and then abruptly she is standing directly behind Finlay. So Finlay is between you and her.
Okay. All right. So at this point, Will is actually just going to stand there, kind of looking stunned.
She's right behind me, isn't she?
Yeah, she's probably started to say something, but these are 1 second combat turns, so it's like you can say a word, and then the next round you can say another word. Yes, you will actually probably feel a rush of displaced air directly behind you there, Finlay.
Let's see.
And, even though it's in sort of 1 second turns, she's totally going to talk anyway. And she's like, I require the key.
No, thank you, kid. Thanks. Goodbye. And just keep going.
Well, he's just gotten to Frost. He hasn't picked her up or anything like that.
Yeah, no, just continuing on his, maybe if I keep going, I won't die.
Maybe if you pretend she's not there, she'll go away.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're basically not doing anything aggressive against her.
Not doing anything aggressive
like
against her, not complying with her, just continuing on trying to get Frost out.
Okay. Well, let's see. So in that case, I think she's going to grab you.
Would that trigger my psychometry?
That very well may trigger your psychometry, and this is honestly not some person you want to do that to. But now I have to look up the psychometry. I think that's just... I want to say that... Okay, page 78. Thanks for telling me that after I'm on page 256. Let's see. You must touch the subject item or location concerning from make an IQ roll. So give me an IQ roll. And that is okay. So this is I was going to apply I think it's -4 if you're not actively trying to do this. Okay. So okay. So psychometry. You can sense the history of a place or inanimate object, its use, its user's personality, etc. Okay, so that's place or inanimate object.
Yeah, I didn't think that worked on people.
Now I have to double check and see what yeah, that, okay, so I guess that would not have necessarily triggered. Although we haven't used it, and that's really too bad. I kind of wanted to see it used. So, how's that going to work? Yeah, I guess that does not necessarily trigger because it is it's only against a location or an item.
Okay.
So in that case, it would be like if you picked up, if you picked up one of Draven's swords, you could theoretically see, some of his fights from the past with them. Honestly, if you succeeded at a -5 on the IQ roll, like in this case, you could have seen like fights from up to 300 years ago. But against a person, no, that's not necessarily going to do anything.
Okay.
Okay, so she is going to grab you. Make sure that was the right one. Oh wow, yeah, and you're not even going to be able to dodge that. Yeah, that's a margin crit by 10.
Oof.
So she snatches you, and let's see. And as she does, she is going to declare that you will cease wasting my time, mortal.
Just a little bit more.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
The creepy lady just grabbed a hold of Finlay.
Will and Will's player are both legitimately stumped as to what to do next.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell is this thing? I've never seen this thing. What was that? What was that he was saying about Herd about not necessarily believing this stuff?
So Will is going to he's going to drop his firearms and put his hands in the air and say, "Lady, stop! Wait."
Not dead yet, right?
No, she had to grab you first.
I would like to very much not be grabbed.
Let's see. Does he have judo or wrestling?
He has a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah, what are the chances you're going to be able to get out of
What
that?
are so it's that versus that. My success is by 7.
Oof.
Your success is by 5. Mine's by 7. You sort of twist around, and you just don't seem to budge very much. Okay, so I am going to need from. Let me make the check here. I'm going to need a will check from Finlay, not from Will, but from Finlay. By 4, that is very much not enough. You
Oh.
feel a stabbing pain in like your brain, and dozens and dozens of memories just sort of flicker by, in front of your mind's eye, and it takes you a second, but you realize she's literally just sort of scanning through your brain looking for something.
She's Googling your brain.
She might be Googling your brain. Oh, she found the porn folder. Oh, wow, she deleted it. That was cold. And as she's doing that, she will, sort of tilt her head in Will's direction. Again, you're just sort of guesstimating that she's looking at you based off of, how her head movements. You can't really see her eyes. And she will declare, it's like, as I said, this does not concern you. Be gone.
All right. So Will is just stumped and does not really know what to say to this,
Please?
except to say, please tell me, what is it you want? Something to that effect.
Is there anything I could do? I didn't know this was a skill. Could I roll a mind block to try to block my mind?
Oh, you do have mind block, don't you?
I do, apparently.
All right. So, I'm reading it. So it's establishment of block against sonic magical attempts to interrupt your thoughts. The techniques. So the techniques involved are completely mundane. So it's like complicated mathematical equations, repeating poetry. Oh no, you're going to dip into your porn folder, aren't you?
No, probably Scottish poetry. Yeah, why not?
Recipes.
Okay, so yeah, if you succeed, then she has to win. Don't you have to do this actively? It's not something you have to. Yeah, to maintain a block, you must make a mind block roll once per minute. You must roll every second in combat or other stressful situations. Okay, so keep that in mind. You succeeded by 5, so she has to beat you by 5. It's entertaining. It says, however, if you ever critically fail mind block roll, you thought about precisely what the mind reader wanted to know in detail, right in the forefront of your mind.
Man, I sure hope that I remember to forget that the key wasn't is right on top of my desk right now.
Well, honestly, he has no idea what she's talking about.
Oh yeah, no.
It's literally, it's like, what key? What are you talking about? Okay, so tracker slacker. All right, so you threw up some weird Scottish crap. What kind of weird Scottish crap?
It's literally going to be
Drinking
a
songs.
looping memory of a time he was sitting in a Scottish cafe as a kid. He just sits there, drinks a cup, takes a sip of tea, puts it down, puts it back up, and just has that memory on loop.
Okay, so you once again have even more excruciating pain. She doesn't seem to be particularly impressed with your mind block. In fact, she might be a little mocking of it. And the googling of your brain increases in speed, and then she exclaims with the I guess the only real word there is like frustration. There's like makes a noise of a sound of frustration.
It's not here.
Will is going to move into diplomacy mode and start moving forward with his hands raised, saying, "Lady, tell me what's going on, please."
Help me, help you. She just wants you to show her the money. All right, so Finlay. Are you pushing the wrong button again?
I'm here.
Yes, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Oh, I missed the ding. Probably because the ding's not coming through my headset. Okay, if the mental block is not blocking mentally as much as I'd like, but did she let me go when she huffed and puffed?
Not yet.
Okay. Let's see, Fallen Angel. Do I recall any of their other names? Particularly living ones.
Living ones of what?
The other fallen angels. You said there were 30 tied to each of the pieces of silver. Do I know of any who are still rumored to be about?
All 30 are running about.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there we go.
They are bound to the denarius, one of the denarii, and they're running about doing very bad things because they're very bad angels. As to names, I don't think he has the appropriate hidden lore to know that.
Okay.
If he saw one of their sigils, he might go, I've seen that. Where have I seen that? Right, that's insert name here. I think that's a demon, but I'm not positive. There was some confusion in the 3 books that I read about whether that's a demon.
Okay. Now I was gonna try to. Oh well, Steve was here last week, and he, I saw him on a camera. He must have erased my memory, and he took the key. So
I don't know if she would have probably believed that.
no, most likely not. But ideas.
Plus, you don't have fast talk.
This is also true. That is very true. He's just gonna try to break out of her grip again. Yeah.
Okay, well, she's actually not going to try to maintain the grip because, you were useless to her.
Oh, good. I enjoy
So
being
you
useless to interesting
yank,
things.
you rip your arm free or something and stumble a couple steps away. As she wasn't trying to hold on.
Calling it a win either way.
Yeah, that was a win. I count that as a win.
Yup. Totally.
I would have winned.
All right. So she obviously has let you yank free. Will is like, going, whoa, whoa, whoa. How can we help? Sort of thing. And she looks around, based off of her head movements, and says something in a language I do not think either of you understand. Let me check the languages that Finlay speaks, as he speaks a bunch of them. No, he doesn't understand it. But yeah, I think do both of you. Will has body language. I no, he
No,
doesn't.
I don't think I do.
Wow, you're not like those kind of dudes, and neither one of you have. But okay. Well, simply based off of her tone of voice, she sounds extremely frustrated. And she reaches out one of her hands, it's a finger on the hand, well, which is where fingers usually are, unless they've been chopped off. And she is going to literally like tear space. This is, again, something that, well, Will has never seen. Finley's probably at least aware of portals, of wizards being able to, not just wizards, but frankly, a bunch of supernatural critters can do this, and it allows them to access the Never Never. But she tears this hole that's like right there, and steps through it and is no longer present. I mean, the hole is technically still there for the moment.
Run through
Okay.
it. Run through it.
So, how does Will react to that?
Well, I think at this point, Will is. I don't need to fail a fright check. Will is just going to stand there with his jaw gaping open, with his hands in the air, and will remain like that for some time.
How does Finlay react to that?
Oh, thank you. She's gone. She's gone. And go check on Frost.
Okay, so after a couple seconds, the hole will close up, so it's back to being normal in the room. As far as Finlay is able to tell, Frost is just she's just unconscious, maybe asleep. And then at some point, Will is gonna finally snap out of it, and I can't wait to see how he reacts to Finlay about that.
Well, but when Phil does snap out of it, he's simply going to start looking around on the floor for bullets, for lead. While he picks up his guns and examines the muzzles.
Were those useless? Was I hallucinating?
What? What will come out no more?
I was totally thinking that. Okay. Well, you didn't die.
Hooray!
Thankfully.
But Finlay is definitely going to need to, at some point, afterwards, totally report this to the Venatori, because, hey, she just went all the way through his memories. In fact, he's probably a little wobbly because of some of the connected sense memories and such like that from, man, I had forgotten about that. Wobble, wobble, wobble.
Also, she broke all your bones out of spite.
And Will really is not going to engage anyone. He's just going to continue moving between sort of rashly counting his fingers, going through the moments, looking at the guns, looking at the bullets, looking at where she disappeared. And he's just going to keep repeating that until someone breaks that pattern.
That's totally going to be up to Finlay. Okay, let's see. So Draven was actively looking for other PCs. Which PCs was he looking for?
Probably he knows that Finlay is a little bit book smart, right? He's the nerd of the group.
Yes.
So
Well,
he
he's
would.
not really of the group per se, not really yet, but he's working on his way to becoming there.
I need a nerd.
But
Basically,
does he have any idea where he's at?
well, I'm not sure about that. So he might try and contact some of the other people that he's interacted with and ask, I need to get hold of that nerdy guy, that Finlay. Do any of you guys know where he might be? We should set up a
Okay.
group chat.
Let's see. So I think the first person he would probably reach out to is maybe Mac, who is not present because his player had to meander off and go camping with his kids. I mean, the sheer nerve.
Sounds like you're jealous.
I am
Yeah.
jealous. I'd really like to go camping right now.
I can't
Someplace
fault him
that's
for going
cooler.
camping.
Someplace with a lake, lots of water that I can swim in.
You're welcome to come to Wisconsin.
No, there's nothing in Wisconsin. I don't think that place actually exists.
My brother's in Wisconsin.
That's another reason not to go there.
I'm in Wisconsin.
That's another reason not to go there. You walked right into that one, bro. Now I go anywhere. It's like, go back to Florida and, see my sisters. Go, hey, how you doing? I'm going to the beach. See you later.
It's not going to be cooler there, I think.
At the beach, I'll make sure to not, let my feet get so burned they swell up like the last time. That was embarrassing. Right. So yeah, he's probably going to reach out to the Mac, who has no idea. I don't think. Then I don't know. Let's see. I don't know who else Draven's actually interacted with on a regular basis.
Well, there's Will. He'd know how to get hold of Will because he just need to look up police records and stuff.
That would be
Actually,
funny.
no. Will.
That would be. No, I was thinking that'd be funny. That's what snaps Will out of his fugue state, because he's like,
Yeah.
Finlay is sitting there trying to check on the sexy blonde teacher lady, and he's paying no attention to Will, who's being weird, and then Will's phone starts ringing.
It would probably be Will, because I think Will gave Draven his card in the
I think
first
you're
or
right.
second session.
So spoken, so shall it be. Will's phone is totally going to start ringing. That might snap him out of what the hell just happened.
Can we do a will check
I don't
on
know.
that?
I don't
Or
know. Can Will do a will roll? Will do a will roll. Yeah, that's tough to say. Yeah, you're fine.
even
What's the
through my
minus two?
pain
Minus
and
two?
confusion.
Oh, right, minus two. Right, gotcha.
So Will finally
Will
realizes that this phone's ringing, and so he'll look at the phone, try to figure out how to answer it. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Will, it's Draven here.
Draven.
Draven, Ryder.
Hello. Hi there.
I'm trying to get hold of that nerdy guy, Finlay. By any chance, would you know where he is?
Yeah, he's. Give me a second. Give me a second. And will simply shake his head really hard or give himself a couple of slaps, and then he'll go back to the phone. Hey, Draven, get down to the school library as fast as you can.
What's up?
Weird shit, and Finley's here, and someone's injured. We need you here.
All right, so with that, Draven will charge out into his car and he'll drive really, really fast, really, really dangerously to the school. Wait a sec, he might stop and go, do I actually know where the school is?
Well, this town's not that big.
So he'll drive really fast to the school. Dangerously so I'm going to roll.
But you said that he's been in town for a couple months, so he's probably done some, circuits to make sure he has some idea what the schools are, what the area is like.
Well,
that
he knows.
Probably got +1 handling. You think?
Probably.
Because let's see here, I've got the sports cars. Where the sports car, regular sports car, +1/4. Now I need you to roll a universe reaction roll to see if you blew by some cops, so maybe they will chase you.
He's been working with Faith, who attends at the school.
He is totally
Do I want to keep this roll? I think this could make for an interesting encounter at the school.
You want the police to follow you.
It's Brian.
Do we?
He probably does.
Do we want the police there?
I'm thinking. It might create a really awkward situation. As much as Draven would...
No, it's not Draven. It's as much as Ronky.
Draven probably doesn't want the cops to follow because...
Probably not.
Murdering people with cops around is difficult, so he will use his luck.
Yeah, it's funny there, Padre, is if you hadn't dropped the pistols, the next plan that she was going to have is magically disassemble them, so it was an exploded view of the the pistols.
Of course.
And that I mean, they would have still been perfectly intact. You just would have had to put it back together. But that would have been. Wait, what?
All right, so Draven will select the good reaction, as much as I don't like that. But anyway,
we're going to presume that he's likely arriving roughly about the same time that Hurt is pulling up in his beat up Jeep. With regards to, hey, somebody's injured, she's not really injured. She's just currently unconscious, and she is going to, start stirring pretty quickly. A little confused, don't know what happened.
She's not the only one.
Where did the lady? Oh, who are you? I don't know who you are.
I'm the lieutenant, Will Graham with the state police.
He pulls out one of his cards and looks at it.
And you are?
I'm Esme Frost. I'm the acting principal and dean, all that nonsense. Why are you here, Lieutenant?
Well, I came here to see Mr. Finlay. What's his last name? Byrne. Mr. Byrne. But when I arrived at your school, I had reason to enter because I think there's been some serious incident here.
And then she's gonna go, oh yeah, and start looking around. It's like, where'd the weird lady go?
Exigent circumstances.
She left.
She
left.
I was expecting Padre to go, yeah, that's a really good question. Where'd she go?
I all I know is she's gone.
Also, I need from Finlay. Give me a 3d6 roll, please. Oh, it's a 12. That's not terrible. Let me look against the skill, the appropriate skill. Okay, good. So while the craziness is going on here, with the conversations, it does occur to the Finlay that just a couple days ago, actually, I have to double check on the calendar exactly when it was. I think it was on Friday. I think it's Friday. You had a proper wizard come down here and set up the your wards and such like that, and she did explain. Okay, this is this one should prevent people from being able to open up portals to the Never Never, and this one does this, and this one does that. That didn't seem to bother Penumiel. Okay, so Draven and Hurt are arriving and have arrived. Draven looks like he's
You
in
both
more
leap
of
out, ready
a
for
hurry.
battle.
Oh yeah, which is going to cause even more consternation from Miss Frost when you guys come rushing in, all in your battle rattle.
So Draven will rush in. He'll be looking for something to kill, and he'll be looking around and he'll say, "Where is it?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
whatever it was definitely here.
Yeah, as noted. Yeah, as you can see some melted footprints leading up to, on the concrete leading up to the front door, which has been melted open, and then some melted footprints leading deeper into the school. Following the footprints will bring you to the library. Did I remember to actually share the library image last time? This time, whatever?
Yes.
Well, I did this time. In which case you will find Will and Finlay and a really hot blonde lady that is just, both Will and the hot blonde lady look super confused.
And now so do we.
And she's going to look quite startled when a guy comes in, I'm guessing with a frickin' assault rifle, and another dude has a samurai sword. Be like, ah!
It's okay. I called them to be here with me. They're my
deputies.
They're police officers? Asked in a very
Sure.
disbelieving term. Our voice?
Yes.
Our voice?
Yes, they are.
By the way, Eric, I just shared something with you. I will be sharing it with everybody else here very shortly, but I figured you could get a head start. If that's difficult to read,
No, I'm reading it. I can see it.
I was going to say you could go to the portals. I actually put it there and there as well. Yeah, so she's a little surprised about the fact you guys came in here, and super confused about what's going on.
Did you guys happen to see whatever this was?
Yeah, maybe we should talk out of earshot of the principal, and Mr. Burns should accompany us.
Why do I have a weird feeling about that closet?
Kudos for the callback.
Sure. And now that just triggered my photographic memory of his ass, and I shudder.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot. There are two PCs with photographic memory, and both of them were facing off against the potential fallen angel.
That's convenient. Can either of them draw?
What do they need to draw for?
Because it didn't take a picture.
What are you talking about? Will can just give a description to a crime scene sketch artist, and they're like, seriously? Okay, sure.
So I'll say, so you saw what I saw when I came into the school, smelled what I smelled. When I entered the library, there was this, well, I thought she was a woman. I thought she'd come from some sort of Renaissance fair. Her face was covered. She had this strange headdress that looked like horns protruding from it. And she was about to raise her finger in what I consider to be a fairly threatening gesture to Mr. Byrne here. And when I told her to cease and desist, she blinked right in front of me. I opened up, missed her, and then the next second, she blinked behind Byrne and was doing something to him. And then she opened up something in the air and walked through it and disappeared.
Mm-hmm. You corroborating this here, Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
Raven's probably stuck on blinked. Why is she blinking?
Why was this person here?
Who was this person? Let's start there.
Who is a very excellent question. That I don't quite know.
Okay. And they told me that I wasn't to interfere, and they were looking for something from you.
Something about some key. I told her I could probably get the math room. I have keys to the math classroom. That's history as well.
You're like history classroom. I
Right.
don't even know if you have any math skills.
history of math. I can do that.
He's got market analysis, so I guess he had something.
I think I know what the key was for. Hand over phone. Picture of bunker.
Does anyone know who the disappearing Ren Fair Lady was?
Red Fair Lady.
No.
That's not true. You totally know.
Can anyone
Oh.
give an educated guess at this point?
Sorry, break for it. Yes.
Well, you know
She-
a little bit.
She used this symbol, and I don't. If there's pen and paper, draw it, or like try to draw it on my phone, which is tied to the name Numiel. Numuel.
Pneumiel. Yeah.
Numiel.
At this point, Draven's probably going to have a bit of a weird look on his face. He'll grab his phone and go to the picture, and he'll say, "I found this."
Dun dun dun. He has seen something, shared information.
Well, where did you find that?
This will be fun.
There's a
Okay,
long
later.
pause as he's sort of calculating through his head.
It's like, how do I answer this question properly?
I can't tell you everything, but I was at a place doing something.
And Mr. Byrne, can you just again an educated guess who was the disappearing lady? Why did she disappear?
A fallen angel.
A fallen
Yes.
angel.
Yeah, precisely.
Is there potentially enough clues for Draven to like put one and one together and get that it's could be his mum?
Yeah, probably. I mean, the symbol was there. The description. Well, not necessarily the description. That doesn't sound quite like your mom, but it is
actually
theoretical. Yeah.
Actually, just thinking about that, there could be the sulfur smell back at the house too.
Yeah, possible, but let's see. So in that case, would he have necessarily noticed? Give me a perception check there, Ryder. Wait, I didn't make anybody else make a perception check, did I? For that, so it doesn't
Did
matter that
you
he
not?
succeeded by 0. No, because it's like you asked Will if it smelled like sulfur. So if anyone makes the sulfur reference, then Traven will definitely be able to go, oh yeah, I did sort of smell a bit of sulfury there at that house.
And it's going to smell it here too.
So Draven doesn't want to sort of disclose everything at this point in time. So he's going to ask about fallen angels and everything there is to know before he will then say, I think I might know who that was.
Yeah, Finlay is going to have to like end up doing some research to actually be able to go. This is everything you know, because he
Well,
currently does not
so-
have the appropriate hidden lore skill. I think Mark does.
So it's only after that point that because Draven will keep it secret until he realizes shit's just got real, and then he'll say, I think I might know who that is, or was.
So he's going to hold on to the that information for the time being. But gotcha.
Until the research is sort of done.
And is it rather obvious that I know that he's definitely hiding something, or he's just not telling us all?
Well, he
Well,
told you
I
that he actually told you he can't tell you everything.
So yeah, I'd say it's pretty obvious. You can tell he's keeping a bunch back.
Can I tell if he's being honest, or is there a level of dishonesty here?
I don't know how that would work. I would presume you can. You know, he's not lying.
You're probably used to hearing that sort of thing by now.
In whatever Draven does say, he's not lying about it, but he is definitely not telling the whole thing.
Right. Okay.
Actually, before we move on, I see that Draven actually has theology Abrahamic. If you make you're not very good at it, but you can make a check on that, and that will. Nope. I don't know if I don't think Finlay has that, but he may.
So did you guys get that I showed you the bunker? Nobody responded to that.
And so we'll just look at him and say, so what, and what about this? What's the link here aside from the strange symbol?
I think this is what the key is for.
With the encounter last week, was there any mention of keys or anything like that?
Nope. Your mom was just basically trying to find the coin. And then once she found it, I think at best she may have said finally. And then everything sort of went weird, and you woke up half buried in the middle of a wall. Meanwhile, good old Eric is you had as I had noted, you are in the process of you're chatting with the family as they're satisfied that you are not about to just inexplicably die. Your mom is going to end up telling patients to take Faith home because tomorrow is a school day for Faith. And in that time, you will actually receive an email with regards to the sample that the samples that you had basically sent. And I'm totally going to thank a real life friend of mine who goes by Labrat online for writing this and making it actually sound scientific, because that's her job.
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely some freaky stuff. Organic, but not organic.
The email itself will be on the portals. If you don't want to read this now, want to read it later.
Okay. So Patience and Faith have left.
Yes, you will find out as well that honestly, actually find out very quickly that the priest, Father Andrew, was actually the one that drove them there because, well, he was there, and your mom basically jumped into the ambulance. Well, no, she didn't jump in the ambulance because then you might have attacked her. But she followed, and he drove the sisters in, so he was sort of waiting to drive them back. And we'll definitely shake your hand, make sure you're okay, and then promise to run them home. And
I'll be like, thank you, Father Andrew. I'll come and talk to you later after I recover.
our doors are always open.
So this is out of character. Back to how much did Eric actually see of Faith's actions during the grave, or was he kind of too stunned to really see what she was doing?
Let's see. So give me a perception check, but to apply a -4 because it's going to be the stun.
Do you want it in the box or out?
Yes, please. I was just about to hit the button and say, in the box, please. And you said that.
Does anyone have any natural readers, like text-to-speech natural readers that they're familiar with?
No.
It would be kind of cool to put this email through and use a voice that would be for Dr. Was it Eleanor?
Yeah,
That's
I had an older one that I had used before, but
it does
that's
occur
like
to me
20
that
years ago.
I do remember that in the Fallout game that Lab Rat ran, face to face, her husband couldn't make it because he was like at school. But in the process, while we were doing this, we kept finding some recordings of a ghoul, and she had him like record some stuff. I'm wondering how she did that.
Because it'd be good to pipe that through the stream.
Look at. Yeah, because that
You could
I
just
can
get her to
totally
read it.
I can totally see the stream going, okay, that's a big block of text. I can't really read this. Summing up the particular email, the doctor in question looked at it and said, I have no idea what this is. The substance is inert, non-metallic, and has a melting point that supersedes all known salts. It's poor conductor, do well as a thermoinsulator, and it's also super dense, but it just doesn't conform to modern science. And she went through a bunch of various sciencey explanations and went, I don't know.
Till dear,
Yep.
they don't know what the hell it is.
Damn. That's an image. Do you have the text of that?
I did the perception
What?
check. Did he notice anything?
He did not.
Okay.
What was your question, Brian?
Do you have the text of that?
I do. Yeah, I can send that to you. Or how do you what do you wanting?
I'm just going to try and put it into a natural reader that I've Googled.
Okay, so where did I put this? I just know I'm gonna have overwrote it.
So is it still Eric's turn right now?
Yeah.
or-
If there's something you want to do.
Yes. So after Father Andrew, Patience, and Faith leave, he's gonna look at his mom and basically say, Mom, please go close the door and make sure I have something I need to tell you.
Dun dun dun. And looking at the time, I think we are going to. I don't think you're going to need to actually
We got a
tell
really
her.
late start.
Yeah, I know, but still. it's one of those that it's like don't necessarily want to go crazy over.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Ultimately, I mean, based, I've already kind of texted you what my plan was ahead of what kind of the response. If you're okay with that, then we'll just sum it up. He's going to share what happened to him, the attack that, caused this change, and that this attack at the graveyard is probably related to this.
She's gonna think you're crazy.
Probably, but then I'll probably show her something that will help persuade her. I mean,
my teeth.
Wonder what that actually would be. Because he doesn't have any visible stuffs, really.
Well, I could have her at night turn off all the lights, and I can walk right up to her and say, you know what, I can still see you where you're right here. I could do that. I could.
Anybody can do that.
Not anybody.
Yeah, anybody can walk up to her in the dark and say something.
Figure something out. I mean, I diplomacy her, whatever. I would make sure she knows that I am not lying, whatever the case might be. But that would be ultimately what I would do. Is she would be out of that initial state of unbelief. I don't believe you. Why are you telling me this? And then, because this is what happened. This is what I am now, and I need help. I can't do this alone.
Well, he is super strong.
He's only 16. He's not super strong.
Oh, I thought he was stronger than that.
Are the PCs able to actually, are the players actually able to copy out of notes?
Yes.
I think.
Oh, I'm kind of an idiot because I did already put this in an email or an email note.
There we go.
Well, that would have been easier to read too.
Yeah, but it's like I threw this thing into Outlook because I wanted to actually look like Outlook. I mean, I don't use Outlook, and the stupid thing, Outlook kept popping up hey, you need to change your password. And I'm like, go away. I don't use you.
Apparently we can't actually copy out of notes.
Huh. Okay, well, I can...
I wonder if you can unlock it. It's set to read only.
Is it? Okay, let me try that. No,
it'll be read only to players since we're not the owner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, can you edit
the GM? Yeah, the GM can edit somebody else's stories, so you could start one and then paste it in.
That worked.
So you can copy that?
Yep.
Cool beans. All right. Yeah. So, with regards to your mom, she is, as stated, initially going to think you're crazy, and then she's going to get super concerned because she didn't believe that crap actually existed, and say definitely need to talk to the priest about this, but she does ask you not to tell either Faith or Patience at the moment because, well, right now they've got enough crap to deal with.
I wasn't planning on it, Mom. I needed to share this with somebody, and I love you. You're my mom. Who else can I trust?
And she starts crying because, of course, she's going to cry.
And I'm concerned. I mean, I'm worried about my soul. I'm worried about my eternity, Mom. I don't know what's going to happen to me when I die. I just don't know anymore.
What are you talking about? We know exactly what's going to happen. We can see it on your dis ads. It says Divine Curse will rise as a Black Court vampire when he dies or is killed.
Well, just show her your character sheet. Problem solved.
Boom! Here, Mom. Here's my character sheet. See, I'm a damn fear. Okay, all right.
You're
And if
400
she's get-
points.
And then she's gonna, start smacking you about because it's like, I knew you were a better driver than that.
Well, that's because you made me a better driver.
What accent does the doctor have?
You would probably
her
Hispanic.
accent. Her accent. No, she's just gonna be generic American, probably.
The ER doctor?
No, this is Dr. Ward, the person who sent the email to you.
Oh, okay.
Because Brian's trying to do something that he thinks is cool. It might be cool. I don't know.
But he'll definitely stress to his mom, I don't know who I can trust with this, so please just keep this between us.
Well, what about the priest? She wants to talk to the priest.
That's fine. I was
Father Andrew.
planning on talking to Father Andrew too. So maybe we can talk to him together.
You guys are, the PCs are just going to break that dude because if you recall, MacArthur already went in there and started confessing all sorts of weird crap to him. And he's like, oh, wow, this is really deep. This is weird. And then you're going to go in there, hey, I'm a half vampire. And you're like, another one?
I think Hurt needs to unburden himself.
Yeah, but he's been unburdening himself with an Athena girl. Maybe he can get another one.
I need a werewolf harem.
Werewolf harem. So is what, Hurt a werewolf too? Or becoming one?
No.
He's something else. He might become one. Probably not.
Something else. Something that werewolves like. Ooh.
Well, thus far, the females like it.
All right, but that's what Eric would do. And after getting that email from Elena, he would respond back to her. Also, thanking her for her investigation. And since he got the sample back, he would make sure that's put into a secure location so that nobody's just grabbing it or finding it. And then he would probably reach out to Will Graham as well and let him know
his
that
full name.
To Will, to let him know that, hey, I did get some additional information from the crime scene, and whenever you get a chance, come by to visit.
Okay.
That's it. We need to all go to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, or the bar.
Which one first?
Well, depending on how much you drink at the bar, you may end up at the hospital.
This is true.
That's it for Eric.
Yeah, I'm sort of holding off to doing my final scene until Brian is done with whatever it is he wanted to do. I think he was going to try something.
Did I ask about any markings on the bunker situation?
You did not. And there
You
were
mentioned
nothing
there
really
was,
that you had noticed.
There was, I guess, the wheel there with no center in it or something.
Yeah, no,
Or was
no,
it just
it didn't have a wheel. It doesn't have any visible way of opening it. It was just a little, but you could tell it's like, okay, this is clearly a hatch. It's just how do you open it?
Okay, so it's really not a hatch. It's just a dome or whatever.
Or a lid or something.
Or a lid. Right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's probably not going to work. It still sounds very much like a text-to-speech.
Yeah, I figured
And
that was going to
because
be the case.
Because it's such a long email, It'll take like minutes to actually go through it.
Is there any reason why you can't just read it aloud now?
Well,
Yeah,
it'll still
it takes
take
too
a
long.
long time.
It's available if somebody wants to read it.
Yep, it's there on the portals, which is various linked in various places. Okay, so with that in mind, a minor time skip is going to transpire, which we will take care of the stuff in between. What happens for the PCs at the beginning of next week, such like that. So it's going to be like a little more than 3 weeks. So it'll be the middle of September when next episode begins. It's finally starting to cool down. All the PCs are going to be healed back up and back in town in the event they left for, well, work reasons, like Will and Eric. So the final scene is of this particular session is going to be, it's like, think of this as like a TV show or something like that. So it is going to begin inside a Walmart. There is a Walmart in town. It's up near the north, and is the whole. This thing is completely from someone else's point of view, but we don't identify who this person is, and they are discreetly following someone as this person is, checking out and such like that. And this person is none other than Faith Lopez. And she finishes checking out and easily hefts these 2 cases of water, which is, the fact that such a small girl has zero problems doing this is definitely going to cause the check whatever, to give her cashiers. That's the word I was looking for. Words are hard. They're going to give her a second look. Like, oh wow, okay, I guess she lifts. So she exits outside into the sunlight. So we're still following her, and as we go out into the parking lot, she heads towards this old beat up looking Ford Ranger that is kind of hers. She places the cases of water in the bed of the truck, and her cell phone sort of buzzes, and so she like pulls it out and looks at it a little weird, and the camera or the person or whatever starts moving toward her. So clearly the POV is advancing it. From her expression, something weird is going on with the phone. She taps the screen, shakes it a little bit, looking a little frustrated, then glances around, and then the POV zooms in on her. The camera focus gets a bit shaky, so you can't really tell what's going on. You hear a loud electrical zap, and then we focus on the cell phone as it falls to the pavement and the screen cracks. We push in on the distorted reflection of movement on the cracked case, and you can't really tell what's going on, but clearly something is happening. You hear another electrical zap and another, and then we finally fade to black with a to be continued sign coming up. And that is where we will end it for the night. All active players tonight will get 2 character points. We will pick up next time, hopefully without Finlay's weird computer issues. So at the proper bat time and bat channel, I need to throw in some bats in here. For those of you on the stream, if you are watching this, have questions, corrections, complaints, suggestions, good nature heckling, maybe a little trolling, feel free to leave a comment on the video or find us on Discord or the cancer that is Facebook. Thank you for watching, and Olympus Gaming says good night.
Good night.